We are live at Henley Field here on May 19th, 2016 for the FCSAA Baseball Tournament Winners Bracket Final. So the way this is going to work, it's a little bit confusing because there's 10 teams, but the winner of this game will advance on to the finals. Now, there's one caveat to that. We'll play another game, the third game of today, against Chipola College with a chance to knock Chipola College out. Now, should the winner of this game, either Santa Fe or Polk, lose to Chipola, they will still be in the championship game because the team that lasts the longest in the winner's bracket, if there is a three-team quote-unquote final, will automatically be placed in the final. But it will be a one-game final. Should the team that wins this game also win at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whenever that game occurs against Chipola, Chipola would be out. And then you would have either Polk or Santa Fe, the loser of this game, would play Gulf Coast, which will occur next. The winner of that would advance on to play in the championship against the winner of this one and have to beat them twice. So I know that's very confusing. So here it is in the easiest way I can say it. The winner of this game, should they win both games today, will have to be beaten twice in the championship game by whoever comes out of the loser's bracket. If the team that wins this game, Polk or Santa Fe, loses against Chipola, then they will have to be beaten just once. There'll be a one-game championship on Saturday. It could be finished tomorrow if both teams win. If they win both games, I should say. Santa Fe or Polk. So, there it is for you. Sort of not the easiest solution to this whole thing, but that is where we're at right now. Kyle Morton warming up for the Saints. Morton has been the Saints' number 3 starter majority of the season. In fact, almost the whole season. He's going to have to start off against Chad Burgess.
Leading off for Polk State is the second baseman, number 10.
Morton, a freshman. Big situation for this freshman to be in. So we are just about set here live from Henley Field. First pitch upcoming. Morton inside to Burgess. We are underway in the winner's bracket final. Burgess, a .350 hitter, does have a home run in this tournament, leans out over the plate. Morton hits the outside corner with a strike on that one, 1-1. Well, it's a big game right here because this puts you in the championship. Whether you have to get beat twice or have a one-game type situation, that's up and out ball too, will remain to be seen until after the Chipola game later. But as of the end of this one, the winner will be in the championship. That they can punch their ticket to that game on either Friday or Saturday. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Nice pitch from Morton. That one hits a second. Over, and they get him out by about a half a step for the first out. So Burgess put away, and that's a big out for the Saints because once he gets on base, he can make things happen. Now, Yason Gomez will bat, the third baseman. Gomez takes the first pitch on the outside corner. Down and in, ball 1. 1-1 to Gomez. That's down, wind blowing from right to left, pretty stiff. So I know there's probably still some confusion out there. Win or lose, you're only playing 2 games today. That's it. You have to play 2, whether you win or lose this game. If you lose, you play next against Gulf Coast. You win, you play at 3 against Chipola. But you've already gotten into the championship game, because if there's a 3-team final, then the team that's in the winner's bracket the longest, which would be the winner of this game, would advance. That one hit to shortstop, over the top of the shortstop for a base knock. Gomez went up and got one out of the strike zone and drives it into left field. Base hit, and Polk's got something going here early in the first. That'll bring Zach Dewart to the plate with Bierman waiting on deck. Zach Bierman, who can really hit the ball. And Morton's going to have to keep the ball down. To this team, this Polk State team can hit. Breaking pitch, strike 1. So runner at first. That pitch in there now, 0-2 to Dewart. Strike 3 right there on the outside corner. Dewart goes down looking for the second out, and now Zach Bierman will bat with the runner at first.
Brings up the first baseman, number 33, Zach Bierman.
And now Bierman will bat, and Bierman very dangerous. Hit the ball deep numerous times, doubled off the wall in the last game. Also hit one to the 385 sign. That one is hit very well out to right, but on it is the right fielder, Kyle Phillips. Makes a running catch, and that wind started to blow in a little bit and sort of knocked that one down for the third out. So the Saints will have the top of the order, Brandon Hernandez, Tyler Kinney, and Matt Allen when we get back. You are watching the 2016 FCSAA Tournament Winners Bracket Final. The winner will advance on to the championship. They'll still have to play another game today that, well, again, it has some meaning for sure, because it has a lot of meaning for Chipola because they're trying to stay in. So the winner of this game, either Polk or Santa Fe, can knock Chipola out and then create a situation where they have to be beaten twice to lose the entire championship. So, again, we'll keep explaining this as it goes on. I promise it's not as confusing as it sounds, but it definitely does initially. We'll be back right after this. Brandon Hernandez will lead off for the Saints. against Chad Tworek, starter whose brother also plays for the team, Justin Tworek. Inside corner strike to Hernandez. Good pitch to start things off from Tworek. Pitch and the bat goes flying. Well, you'll see that happen every once in a while in the big leagues, and it'll go into the stands and actually hit somebody, but so a little bit slick maybe, get some pine tar on it. Maybe it was just that good of a pitch from Tworek that he was so far out in front. Oh, 0-2 to Hernandez, down and away, now 1-2. Good job by Tyler getting that center field camera set up. We were debating because of the weather today whether or not to put it up. We're going to go ahead and roll the dice with it because we think we can get through this game at least before the storms roll in, but they are supposed to roll in at some point today, and hopefully we won't have too long of a delay. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Hernandez goes down looking. So both teams have had looking strikeouts to start off. The pitcher's in control so far. And now Tyler Kinney will bat. One down here in the bottom of the first. Tyler Kinney batting. Kinney puts one in play. Base hit to right field for Tyler Kinney. So just like Polk State, second batter gets on base with a base hit, and they attacked Tworek early in the count. We'll see if the Saints do that. They did that against Chipola yesterday. Hugo Valdez hit both his home runs on the first pitch. And now Matt Allen will bat. And he does attack the first pitch. It gets up out of play. So that may be the strategy of the Saints batters, is to go ahead and try and try to hit that first pitch maybe. It may end up being the best one. Tworek with some good movement on his pitches. Not overpowering speed-wise, but you don't have to be. Neither is Morton. Allen hits that one out to right. Should be playable. And it is. Shallow. It was off the end of the bat. Out number 2. And now the first baseman, Hugo Valdez, will bat. Valdez has been the hero for both games for Santa Fe. His triple against Eastern Florida won Santa Fe the game, and then his walk-off home run against Chipola that preceded a home run in the 7th to tie the game at 9. Valdez has just been an absolute monster in this tournament so far. And now stands in there with 2 outs and a runner on first. Low and away, ball 1. Well, that's probably where you want to pitch him. You don't want anything middle in over the plate. And if you miss, Valdez will make you pay. Whether he hits it out or hits it into the gap somewhere, he will make you pay. And he's turned into a pull hitter this year, but he can also go to the opposite field. He's done it for 2 years now, been really proficient at going the opposite way. That one's up and out. And you can see the left fielder and the center fielder are actually shaded towards left because that's how they're going to pitch him, and that's also the way the wind is blowing. So they are expecting him to try to go to the opposite way, but the right fielder not shaded too much. There is a big gap out in right center field, actually a really big gap out in right center. So if he can pull something in there, he should have extra bases and possibly knock a run in. Swing and a miss. And I think he decided before that pitch came in he was going to take a rip at it and hoping it was a fastball. Two and one now to Valdez. Tyler Kinney at first. Takes on the outside corner, strike 2. So they're not going to pitch anything that's going to be towards the middle of the plate. Well, Valdez was 0 for 3 yesterday before he hit those 2 home runs. Kinney goes. Valdez down the line. Kinney is on the move. We'll see if they try to send him home. They're going to try to send him. They're going to end up holding him up. And he is in safe, Valdez at second base. And Lance Larimer chose to hold up Tyler Kinney. That could end up being beneficial. It was the right call because he was probably going to be, with even a decent throw, was going to be thrown out at home. So Coach Lance Larimer, he waited until the last possible second. I think he's discussing it with the dugout right now, but that's his job. He's good at it. And there's a reason that Coach Wiggs has him there. And same thing with Coach Corbeil with his third base coach. You got to trust them that they're going to make the right call. Otherwise, the manager would be out there himself. Coach Wiggs actually did it his first year until Bruce Larkins came on board. And Bruce Larkins did it. Now he's at Pensacola State. Bruce, a coach on that 09 state championship team. Polk won in last won it in 2012. Smith takes outside. So Valdez continues to just rake. Now has a double to go along with a triple and 2 home runs in this tournament. Tyler Kinney at third, Valdez at second. And if anything, you've at least made Tworek pitch a little bit. You've made him go through his repertoire of pitches, and you've been able to see some things this first time through the lineup. Smith trying to lay down a bunt, and he is the fastest player on the Saints team, arguably. Maybe Kyle Phillips and Cole Parks would argue with me. Maybe they can have a race one day, but for my money right now, Steven Smith, the fastest player. And 1-1 to Smith. 1-1 pitch coming. Smith takes down 2-1. On deck is Hayden Kano. Kano, the DH, he's been a good spot player for Coach Wiggs. And towards the end of the year, really started to step into his own as a hitter. Got some pop, but he also can go the opposite way. He can place some hits. Gap to gap. Smith pops one foul. That'll get out of play. 2-2. The big pitch coming up from Tworek. Both coaches know the importance of this game. So should their pitchers get into trouble, they'll be ready to go to the bullpen. Saints threatening early. Valdez hit one down the line. It just didn't have enough speed to get to the fence. The grass is still probably maybe a little damp, although it didn't rain yesterday, so it's probably pretty dried out. Right back to the pitcher. Throw almost pulls him off the bag for the out. So the Saints strand 2. And we are going to the top of the second. Polk State will send 5, 6, 7 to the plate. Cullum, Workin, and Strzelecki. When we return, we'll be back. And we are back in Lakeland at Henley Field, and the Saints had a golden opportunity in the first inning. but Chad Torek was able to pitch around a second and third situation. Hugo Valdez actually doubled with 2 outs, but Tyler Kinney had to be held up or he would have been thrown out at home more than likely. Cullum fouls one back. Oh-2. That one gets away from Allen, but with nobody on. Just a ball, 1-2. This is now 2-2 to Cullum, the catcher. Cullum, 295 in the regular season. That's on the outside corner for strike 3, and it looked like it might have been a little bit off the plate, but we've been seeing that all tournament. The umpires have really liked that outside corner.
Number 17, Cole Workin.
Cole Workin will now bat after the strikeout looking. That's the second strikeout looking for Kyle Morton. Morton, very efficient pitcher. He's not going to blow you away with 93, 94 mile an hour speed, but he's going to mix his pitches up. He's going to hit his spots on both sides of the plate. Throw his breaking ball in there for a strike like that one right there. And now 1-1 to Cole Workin. Well, the Saints will have Hayden Kano, Kyle Phillips, and Cole Parks up in the next inning. A defensive outfield for Coach Wiggs. His outfield bats 7, 8, 9. They can hit. That one dribbled out in front of the plate. Going to be a tough play. But Morton makes it. Valdez stays on the bag. And a 1-3 put out. And now Joe Strzelecki, the right fielder, will bat.
Number 18, Joe Strzelecki.
Two ground outs, a fly out, and 2 strikeouts for Morton. Strzelecki takes the first pitch in there for a strike. To third, Steven Smith gathers it in. He makes the throw across. Valdez makes the play for the out. 1-2-3 inning for the Saints. We'll go into the bottom half of the second. Hayden Kano, Kyle Phillips, and Cole Parks do. You're watching the Winners Bracket Final here on the FCSA Sports YouTube channel. Hayden Kano will lead off in the second. Saints and Eagles tied up 0-0. The Saints with 2 hits, Polk with 1. Kyle Morton worked a 1-2-3 inning the last time. Chad Tworek worked out of a jam in the first. getting Steven Smith to ground out to the pitcher with runners at second and third. So Santa Fe threatened, but not able to get anything going. Hayden Kano will now bat. Swings and tips the first pitch into the catcher's mitt. 0-1. Well, the wind has really picked up if you couldn't tell from that center field camera. Not necessarily complaining from sitting in the stands, because that's where we are, because it feels good. But I'm sure it makes it more difficult on the players. Not that they're not used to playing in wind. They've all done it, especially at Santa Fe's park. The wind blows a lot. Fouled back into the netting. So a 1-2 count to Kano. Tworek, the pitch, in the dirt. Kano lays off that offering. Tworek has some nice movement on his pitches. His brother Justin plays for the team. Swing and a miss. Kano goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Now Kyle Phillips to the plate.
Brings up the right fielder, number 10, Kyle Phillips.
Phillips to second. Gloved by Burgess, and over to first. 2 quick outs for Tworek. Cole Parks now stepping to the plate. Saints will try to get a 2-out rally going.
Next batter for the Saints is the left fielder, number 1, Cole Parks.
Well, both pitchers came out after that first inning and got the first 2 outs quickly. The Saints were able to also get the third. We'll see if Polk can do the same and get Cole Parks. Parks hits one out to center. Going to be playable out there for the center fielder. So the last 2 outs came on 2 pitches. Parks pulled off of that one a little bit and missed it. So 8-9-1 coming up for Polk, Galley, Fry, and Burgess. We'll be back with more from the Winners Bracket Final at the FCSA Tournament. We're back at Henley Field. First pitch from Morton in there for a strike. That pitch outside, 1-1. We're in the top of the third. One count from Morton. That one hit well. Center fielder Hanlon backs up on it and makes the catch on the shortstop Galley. 1 out.
Brings up the center fielder, number 1, Skylar Frey.
Well, Skylar Fry will bat. With 1 out, nobody on. He's the number 9 hitter, Cody Burgess, waiting on deck. Breaking pitch popped up. Should stay in play for Steven Smith. He calls everybody off, takes it for the out. There are 2 down. Now both pitchers getting batters to swing early and not letting them square anything up.
Eagles is the second baseman, number 10, Cody Burgess.
Now back to the top of the order, and Cody Burgess, he grounded out to second his first at bat. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss by Burgess. Second pitch laced out into left field, base knock for the sophomore. And a 2-out hit for Polk State.
Brings up the third baseman, number 4, Jason Gomez.
Jason Gomez will bat. Play over at first. Gomez singled back in the first inning. Out to left field. Outside on the first pitch to Gomez, ball 1. Well, that wind's still blowing pretty well from right to left, and it tends to swirl in as opposed to swirling out. Well, maybe tough to hit a ball out of here today. Right back to the pitcher. Morton gathers, makes an easy throw over to Valdez, who steps on the bag for the 3rd out. So we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Both pitchers making quick work. 2 hits apiece. And in the bottom of the 3rd, 9-1-2, Hanlon, Hernandez, and Kinney due up for the Saints. You're watching the FCSAA Tournament Winners Bracket Final. The winner will move on to the championship with a pit stop against Chipola today to try to knock them out and give themselves a little easier path to the championship, having to get beat twice. Even if they lose that game against Chipola, whoever wins here today, they will still be in the championship against either Chipola or Polk or Gulf Coast. There's still 4 teams remaining in the tournament. Kyle Morton, Chad Tworek working well on the hill today for both teams. We'll be back. Robbie Hanlon to lead off for Santa Fe. Tyler's been pulling all sorts of duties this morning, hanging back up our tournament sign so people know where to watch. You, of course, if you're watching, you already know. That pitch up high to Robbie Hanlon, ball one. Make sure you share the link, put it out there to this game. This is a big one. If you're a Santa Fe fan or a Polk fan, and you know somebody who may not be able to find it, or maybe they're not proficient with YouTube, send them the link, email it to them, text it to them. They can click right on it and just start watching on their phone. That pitch low, now 3-0. And the scoreboard has turned off, and it looks like they just lost some power. No big deal. They'll have it back on here in a second. We've got it up on ours, 3-0 the count. So Hanlon, the number 9 hitter, will probably be taking a pitch here. That's in there for a strike on the outside corner. (3-1) the count. That's laced to left field by Robbie Hanlon, leadoff single for the Saints center fielder.
Brings up the shortstop, number 2, Brandon Hernandez.
Now top of the order, Brandon Hernandez struck out looking in the first on a good pitch by Chad Tworek. Hernandez takes right in there for a strike. Assistant coaches for Al Corbeil are Brad Cook and Jake Rogers. For Santa Fe, Travis Yeckering, Lance Larimer, Conrad Flynn, and the great Harry Tholen. Hernandez squares and lays down a bunt. Tworek throws. Nice play by the first baseman, and a sacrifice bunt laid down by Hernandez. Well, it tells you the kind of game that Coach Wiggs thinks it might be. I tend to lean towards the offenses opening up a little bit later in the game, but I think both coaches want to get that first run. They want to break the ice, put the pressure on the other team to have to come back and score, and that's what Coach Wiggs is trying to do right here. Tyler Kinney singled and was stranded at third back in the first. Swung at the first pitch and hit one out to right field. Breaking pitch, I was going to say high, but in there for a strike. (0-1) delivery set for Kinney. Kinney, the second baseman for Santa Fe, 1 for 1 today. Kinney takes in. (1-1). Kinney swings through that one off speed. Nice pitch. He kind of pulled off that ball a little bit, and you can hear some people in the crowd saying, keep your head on it. One hit to second, so the runner will go to third. And now it'll be up to Matt Allen for the second inning out of 3 that the Saints have had a runner at third base. Well, you've got to get 2-out hits, Tyler. It's important in these tournaments. You're not going to always get your RBI opportunities with 0 or 1 out, so you've got to be able to come up and get clutch 2-out hits. And if there was one of a couple players that Coach Wiggs would want at the plate, it's Matt Allen or Hugo Valdez, and they're the next two.
Well, and as we've seen throughout this whole tournament is that a lot of teams have taken advantage of those 2 outs.
Yeah, 2 out, nobody on, and teams have had some huge rallies and scored a lot of runs. And it typically has started with a 2 out walk. Not always a 2 out hit, but a 2 out walk has been what has really gotten things going for teams. And I don't know if that's because it's the mental in for the pitcher and start leaving pitches up or what, but Allen, that's in the dirt. Hanlon ready in case it gets by Cullum, and there's a lot of space behind home plate. If it gets by, unless it's about a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that bounces off the wall and comes right back to him, it's probably going to be a run. Allen tried to hold up his swing. That pitch was up and in, but it's tipped off his bat. Torek pitching very well. He's hitting both sides of the plate. He's also going from high to low, which is a key. I want to get the batters sort of their eye line adjusted, and then you can throw something low and away, and they're sitting on a pitch that's high. Allen pops up. Going to be playable for the right fielder. He'll make the catch, inning over. Saints strand runner at third again. We'll go to the fourth. Dewart, Bierman, and Cullum due up for the Eagles. Zach Dewart to lead off. Scott Jamison and Tyler Allen here. Dewart flies one out to center. Hanlon started back, then comes in and makes the catch. One pitch, one out. Well, that was a big out to get, too, because Dewart has had a nice tournament. And now Bierman, who can hit the ball out of the ballpark on any pitch, set to bat.
Next batter for the Eagles is the first baseman, number 33, Zach Bierman.
We are in the top of the fourth. Santa Fe, the home team today. Polk, the visitors, wearing all gray. Santa Fe in the blue tops, gray pants. Morton in there for a strike. That hits him. And Bierman will take his base. Well, the Saints have hit a lot of batters, actually, this tournament. Hit 4 against Chipola, a couple against Eastern Florida. And now this one, I believe that's 7 hit batters now.
Number 32, Isaiah Cullum.
Wharton, and a base hit up the middle. Polk with 2 runners on and 1 out. Pelham takes the first pitch and drives it up the middle.
Next batter for Polk State is the designated.
Well, the Saints have had opportunities and haven't been able to score, and now Polk State has their first runner past first base, and they've got an opportunity here to get some runs. Cole Workin batting. 3rd hit for Polk. In there for a strike. Bierman at second, not with a lot of speed, so it'll be interesting to see the outfielders are able to play a little bit deeper, not let something get over their head. Workin does have some pop. Skies that one out towards Hanlon. Bierman's not going to try to tag. Throw comes into Hernandez, and there's 2 down. Well, neither team has taken really good at bats with runners in scoring position. You'd like to see the batters come up there and maybe be a little bit more patient, but it does seem like the strategy for Coach Corbeil, Coach Wiggs, and the assistant coaches is to try to jump on these pitchers early in the count. Reason being, it may be the only fastballs that you see that are over the plate. But both pitchers change speed so well and work the plate so well that it's hard to really square anything up. Hernandez with a stop and a flip. And we're going to get an instant replay of that. That is a Sports Center top 10 type play by Brandon Hernandez to get out of the inning. And the scoreless drought for both teams continues, and we'll go into the bottom of the 4th. But before we do, no replay? Oh, we don't have it configured, do we? Oh, well, forgot to set the camera up for replay. Well, you can just rewind on your YouTube and take a look at that one again. That's the beauty of a streamed broadcast. It's just like your DVR at home. You can rewind and rewatch it if you want to. We'll get that set up, and we'll hopefully have some replays later for you. We are going to be back with the bottom of the 4th. Valdez, Smith, and Kano for the Saints. Hugo Valdez to lead off. First pitch breaking in there for a strike. Going to be surprising to see Hugo get a fastball inner half that wasn't a mistake. That one down and in. One pitch to Valdez. That's in there for a strike. Not the pitch he was looking for. So ahead on Valdez is Tworek. Neither team able to get too much going yet. The Saints have stranded runners at third twice. Second and third in the first, and then Hanlon was at third base in the third. Coach Wiggs tried to play a little bit of small ball in the third inning. Didn't exactly work out like you wanted it to, but you've got to take some chances, especially early in the game, to try to drive a run across and put pressure on the other team. Valdez just misses that one. Valdez has been one of the best hitters in the tournament. Valdez chops it to second base. Burgess takes it. Easy throw over for the out to get Valdez. Well, Valdez doubled in his first at bat and grounds out to second. And anytime you can get Hugo Valdez out, it's a successful at bat for the pitcher. And now Steven Smith will bat with one out. Pitching duel here so far in Lakeland. Sort of almost a home game for Polk. They're in Winter Haven, about a half hour from here. Gainesville not too far, about 2 hours, 2:15, where Santa Fe College is located. Smith takes outside, and the one guy you don't want to put on base with a freebie, if you're Polk, is Steven Smith. Smith leads the team in stolen bases. He took off and nabbed one yesterday against Chipola. Tworek misses low. Ball 3. Well, Smith will take one here and try to get on base. Tworek's been able to work back a couple times from 3-0 counts. Oh. Jeez. Well, I guess on 3-0 the zone expands a little bit. He reached outside about 8 inches for that one. He missed his spot, and he still gave him the strike. That one squibbed. The pitcher picks it up and safe at first. Steven Smith beats it out for an infield hit. Well, a couple close pitches there. That one that was low. Smith beat that one out just barely. He was on top, had his foot right on the top of the bag. Close play.
Brings up the designated hitter, number 32, Hayden Kano.
Hayden Kano coming up. Well, the 2-0 pitch could have been a strike. It was a little low, but it was borderline.
3-0 pitch.
No, I'm saying the 2-0 pitch that was called a ball. And then the 3-0 pitch was probably a ball. So regardless, we could have been in the 3-1 situation there anyways. Smith beats it out, though, for the infield single, and we'll see if he thinks about taking off. Kano looks like it could be a tailor-made double play. Nice and easy, a double play for the Saints. And I think both teams have got to start being more patient. They're not being patient in their at-bats. And a 6-4-3 tailor-made double play. We'll be back with more from the FCSAA tournament right here at Henley Field in Lakeland. Well, Polk State turned to double play on Hayden Kano to get out of the inning, and now they'll come to bat with a chance to get on the board with Galley, Fry, and Burgess. 8-9-1. Neither team been able to score yet. Outside corner strike, 1-1. Well, it's a big game. It's the right to go to the championship. That's to Hernandez, over to Valdez, one away. Galley now 0 for 2, and Fry will bat.
Brings up the center fielder, number 1, Skylar Fry.
Hernandez, backhands, going to have to dig this one out, and Valdez does nicely. That throw a little bit low, but Valdez able to pick it out of the dirt, and there's 2 outs. Well, you don't want to let up with 2 outs and nobody on. We've seen it happen too many times in this tournament.
Next batter for the Eagles is the second
A lot of
baseman,
2-out rallies, so
Burgess.
Kyle Morton needs to bear down and get this one because he also has to face one of the best hitters in this tournament, in Cody Burgess. Burgess will spray it all over the place, and he also has pop. First pitch strike from Morton. Get ahead in the count. This is the 3rd time through the order. Most pitchers, this is where they start to struggle a little bit. A batter's seen you twice already. They're starting to get their bearings about what you're throwing, how hard it's coming in, the difference between your off speed, your breaking pitch. So we'll see if the batters adjust and if the pitchers adjust. The Saints are already into their 3rd time through the order and haven't been able to figure out Torek yet. Missed outside, 3-1. Well, the potential for the 2-out walk right now, and we've seen it burn too many teams here. If you're Santa Fe, you don't want to let that happen. 3-1 pitch to Burgess. That's a strike on the outside corner. Burgess did not think so. He started off towards first base. It was close. Breaking ball fouled off. Did look like it might have been a little bit high. It was a borderline pitch. I've seen a couple borderline pitches go both ways. That one's on the outside corner. Strike 3 to Burgess. He goes down looking. And that one has been called all game. That outside corner pitch has been there. And both teams have tried to just take those and gone down looking. Saints have gone down looking twice. And now Polk State has gone down looking 3 times at strikeout pitches from Morton. And every one of Morton's strikeouts is looking, all 3 of them. We'll be back with more. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. We're scoreless. Winners bracket final. And you can see why these teams got here. Their pitching is their strength along with their defense. They also have offenses. We'll see if they can get them going. Kyle Phillips, 7-8-9 coming up for the Saints. Cole Parks and Robbie Hanlon due up. Well, Santa Fe with 4 hits, Polk with 3. Neither team with a run. Up high, ball 1. Neither team with an error either. Jason Gomez is playing in on the grass, expecting maybe a bunt from Phillips, and he will do that. Pitch down in the dirt and gets by now 2-0. So we'll start to see, again, it is the 3rd time through the lineup. 4th time could come up for the Saints. What kind of adjustments the hitters make, and also as the pitchers start to get more tired and get up over that 75 pitch mark, what they start to do too. That one misses way outside, now 3-0. And that one he just didn't follow through. Just kind of let his arm drag, and that one stayed way outside. He's got to keep that shoulder in and follow through. That's what I think the shortstop's probably telling him. He's got the best vantage point of that. Don't let your arm drag. Keep it in there. Keep that shoulder in there and throw through the ball, and we'll see if he can bounce back from 3-0. Seeing the umpire expand the strike zone a little bit on 3-0. So he's probably going to have to miss pretty badly, both pitchers on 3-0 counts. Well, that one constitutes missing badly, and the leadoff runner on for the Saints and Kyle Phillips. We'll see if Parks bunts or if they let him try to put something in play. Cullen will go out and talk to pitcher and probably tell him the same thing. Coach Wiggs will bring both his batters in. Big opportunity for the Saints. Leadoff runner on and nobody out. 4-pitch walk to Phillips. Appreciate everybody that's watching back in Gainesville. Appreciate everybody watching in Winter Haven and all around the state and the country. I know my Aunt Jan is watching. They're driving to Pennsylvania. Don't worry, she's not driving. My uncle's driving, but she's watching in the car. Thank you, Aunt Jan, my godmother, tuning in to watch the game. Parks, a flare out to left. It's going to fall in for a hit. And a base knock for Cole Parks. Didn't get much of it, but got enough. And now 2 on and nobody out. And this may be an opportunity for Hanlon to lay down a bunt. It depends on whether or not Coach Wiggs wants to give up and out. Maybe you put somebody in, maybe you put them both in motion, try to stay out of a double play and do a hit and run. I mean, there's a lot of options right now for Coach Wiggs with nobody out. Coach Lance Larimer looks in for the signs, and he's giving them to the batters, and everyone's staring over at him looking for it. We are getting a whipping wind, and that movement you see on the center field camera is a result of our umbrella kind of acting as like a sail, catching some of that wind. But we got to have it up because there is a chance of rain about 12:30 or 1, and we can't afford to not have the umbrella up over the camera. So we apologize for that slight movement. We hope it's not making you sick. Hanlon lays down a bunt. Torek with no play, bases loaded, nobody out. Top of the order, Brandon Hernandez coming up. I think if Torek would have come up immediately towards first, he would have had a play at first base. But he wasn't in the position really to do that, being a right-handed pitcher. The way he fielded, he was actually facing third base. And now Coach Al Corbeil will take a slow stroll out to the mound. We'll step away for a moment. We'll be right back. Hernandez lays off the first pitch, low and away, ball 1. Coach Corbeil went out and had a talk with Chad Tworek. No activity yet. Well, as I say that, they're running, look like number 26 out to the bullpen. Well, that's Justin Tworek. Well, the best thing here for Polk State would be a strikeout or a double play. You're all right with giving up 1 run this inning. You can live with that. The infield is playing back at double play depth. And unless it's scorched at somebody, they're probably not going to come home. Maybe if it's hit to third, they would try to come home with it and get the force out. But Hernandez is really just trying to put something in play. Breaking pitch out. Okay, a strike on the outside corner. Well, both teams have gotten those calls, so it has gone both ways, and that's really, I mean, that's not all you can ask. You'd like to have the strike zone be the strike zone, but it is obviously better when it's going both ways. Tyler Kinney waiting on deck. Pitch down and away, 2-2. Good eye by Hernandez. Big opportunity for the Saints. Bases loaded, nobody out. That one goes behind him. A run will score. Oh, and we saw Tworek have some trouble with his arm slot earlier this inning, kind of dragging his arm through, getting behind his body a little bit too much, and his timing of getting his plant foot and his arm all in sync has been off a couple times here in this inning, and those pitches have gone in the same spot both times, way in, this time behind the right-handed batter. The other time it was to the lefty Kyle Phillips, and now a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Tworek. Well, that's what he needed, a strikeout right there. You didn't want to let him put anything in play. Kinney now really wants to hit something to the right side. Coach Al Corbeil going to play the infield about middle depth. So if something's hit hard, they may try to come home and get the out. Saints do have Cole Parks at third who can run. Infield, again, not completely in. That one almost gets away from the catcher. Great stop by Isaiah Cullum. The infielders, let's see where they position themselves this time. And they're about maybe, what do you think, Tyler, about 10 feet off the grass? A little less than that? Shortstop's a little less maybe. It's tough to tell from our angle, but they're not playing at their normal depth. They're about midway. Parks dancing around on third.
Yeah, definitely got the third baseman and the first baseman a lot closer in on the corners.
Well, yeah, they're definitely, if they get one hit back to them and the runner goes, they're going to try to come home with it.
Almost looks like they're expecting a sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, or a squeeze, you're right. The way that third baseman's playing. Now 2-0, it wouldn't surprise me. Although with Allen waiting on deck. Up and in now, 3-0.
Well, it certainly doesn't look like Kenny's looking to bunt.
No, I don't, and especially now 3-0, he's not going to give himself up at this point. Chance to get on deck for Allen and Valdez. Down and in, ball 4. Well, you know, that's not the worst thing in the world for Polk. It sets back up a double play. The bad part of that is you have Matt Allen up, the number 3 hitter, one of the best hitters in the state. He has a home run and a couple doubles in this tournament. And if you're Allen, patience is a virtue right now. Al Corbeil's going to make a change. First, he's going to adjust his pants and tie his shoe. You know, I like Coach Corbeil. It may annoy some people how slowly he walks out to the mound, and at times I wish they had a 30-second clock. But, I mean, he just bent down and fixed his pants and pretended to tie his shoe. You got to love that. To give his relief pitcher a couple extra pitches. Good for you, Coach Corbeil. Do whatever you can. Help your team out in this championship game. We'll be back. Pitching change coming for Polk. Bases loaded, 1 out. Matt Allen at the plate for Santa Fe when we return to the 2016 FCS AA tournament. Trying to get the stream back up. We have no idea what's going on. The internet's fine here. Well, looks like we're back live, I think. We don't know what happened. The internet's fine. We don't know if it was our software here that went down on us. It's been 15 games, and we haven't had that happen until the bases were loaded with 1 out for Santa Fe. Matt Allen singled out to center. And now Hugo Valdez ahead in the count, 3-1. Kenny at second. At first is Matt Allen. At third, Robbie Hanlon. Oh, we've only got one camera right now, and it's out in center field. Again, folks, we apologize. This has not happened to us in 5 days until right now, so we're not exactly sure what's wrong. We're going to try to get somebody to check on the internet for us. Fought back from a 3-0 count to 3-2. Zach Schneider on the hill. Valdez steps back in. Full count, 1 out. Bases full of Saints. Swing and a miss. Strikeout of Hugo Valdez by Zach Schneider. Great pitch by Schneider. Smith drives one out towards left. Is it going to get down? That's down in the gap. 3 runs are going to come home. Steven Smith with a 2-out hit, and the Saints lead 5-0.
Brings up the designated hitter, number 32, Hayden Kano.
Well, right now we don't, if the feed's even going, to be honest, we're not sure. I guess it's going. Somebody let us know on the chat if you're seeing something. Thank you, Megan Watson. Appreciate that. 5-0. And Matt Allen singled in a run. Hugo Valdez struck out. And then Steven Smith just doubled to the gap out in left center all the way to the fence to clear the bases with a double. So that's where we stand right now, 5-0. And again, we apologize. We actually usually we know what the problem is and we're able to diagnose it and fix it right away. But this one wasn't giving us any errors. It said we were live. The cameras were up. The internet was fine when we checked it, so we have no idea what dropped, if it was on YouTube's end or if it was on our end. We're trying to get it figured out. Right now, our second camera is not working either. So, of course, 15 games in and we have our first issue, which I would have thought this would have happened more the first day. Alex Goebel was pinch hitting for Kano and grounds out, but the Saints come up with 5 big runs. Steven Smith drives them home. And a 5-0 lead going into the top of the 6th for Santa Fe. We'll be back. Try to get that second camera going. Okay, we're back again. Well, Tyler is doing everything humanly possible. That one back to Kyle Morton, the underhand flip to Valdez for the first out. He's doing everything within his power to try to get this fixed. Again, we apologize for these problems. We typically know why, and we can fix it. And this one, we're sort of guessing and going through all of our troubleshooting right now to get it fixed. The camera, Tyler's giving me the A-OK. Sometimes he does that just to calm me down, because I tend to get worked up. But right now, I think he's doing that legitimately. Try to flip that camera and see if it works there, Tyler. All right. Stewart hit. Well, if you're the Saints, you don't want to start letting free runners on base. Tyler Allen, everybody. MVP so far, along with Sarah Shire. They're tied in the MVP voting. I'm lagging behind. Got to pick it up a little bit. Well, Sarah got a little break there when this camera went down. One hit high by Bierman. Gonna be a tough play. Kenny goes back, backpedaling, and makes it for the second out. And thank you to everybody watching out there in Gainesville at Santa Fe College. Everybody at Polk College tuned in right now. Dr. Jackson Sasser, Santa Fe, I know he's watching. Dr. Naima Brown. Dr. Dan Rodkin probably. They're all getting work done, of course, because they can multitask. That's why they're vice presidents and presidents. Can do like 17 things at once productively. Teresa Lanier tuned in. Thank you, Teresa. That one popped up. Matt Allen. Wind swirling. Matt Allen makes the play into the inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Saints lead 5-0. 2 up for Santa Fe. Phillips, Parks, and Hanlon. We'll be back right after this. Back here at Henley Field. Thank you to Dooley and Collette radio show, giving us a shout out on the air in Gainesville, 95.3 ESPN Radio in Gainesville. Shouting out the game, hopefully get the Gainesville community watching. Show's on from 10 to 12 weekdays. You can also listen online, WRUF.com, to that show. They do a great job. Tom Collette, also the voice of Gator basketball. If you've been to a Gator basketball game, you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Number 34, Johnny
I would try to
Schneider.
impersonate him right now so you'd hear it, but I can't do it justice. So just believe me, if you've been to a Gator basketball game, you know who I'm talking about there. So thank you to the Dooley and Collette show for popping the game out there for us. FCSA Sports on YouTube. That's the easiest way to tell people. We don't have enough subscribers yet to get our own link for it to say, for instance, youtube.com/FCSA Sports. If we get enough subscribers, we can do that. So subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe to the channel too. It'll also give you updates on the game time changes and things like that. Breaking pitch beautifully in there by the Polk State pitcher, the new Polk State pitcher, number 34, Johnny Schneider, out of Clearwater. Tap to first, fair ball. Phillips grounds out to start the inning. Bottom of the sixth, Saints 5-0 lead.
Brings up the left fielder, number 1, Cole Parks.
And now Cole Parks will bat. Parks to short, to Hopper, across the diamond, gets him by a step. That's exactly what Johnny Schneider needed to do for his teammates, is get a quick inning. Now he's got to put it away. You can't let up. Got to get that third out. Seen too many two-out rallies here in this tournament. Do not want to allow a walk or a hit right here. Put them away. Let your batters come up with a chance to start chipping away at that Santa Fe lead. Oh, 1, working ahead, Johnny Schneider. Pitcher's best friend working ahead in the count. Oh. Breaking ball in there. Looked low, but a good spot. And when you hit your spots and you hit the glove, the umpire will give you the benefit of the doubt sometimes. That one misses. One, two now to Hanlon, the number 9 hitter. He's singled twice and scored once, 2 for 2 on the day for Hanlon. When you can get production like that out of your number 9 hitter, it will go a long ways towards your cause of winning. Again, the Saints scored 5 in the 5th on a pass ball, bases loaded pass ball, an RBI single by Matt Allen, and then a bases loaded double by Steven Smith, and that's where we stand right now. We're headed to the 7th. A strikeout. Johnny Schneider comes in and makes quick work of the Saints. Johnny Schneider looking good for the Eagles. Top of the 7th coming up, due up for Polk State. Cole Wharton, Strzelecki, and Galley. We'll be back. Cole Workin to lead it off for Polk State, trying to get back into this game. All the scoring came at the bottom of the fifth, 5 runs for Santa Fe. First pitch strike from Kyle Morton. Morton has given up 3 hits through the first 6 innings. That is a big breaking ball. Started on the inner half of the plate, ended up off the plate, and Cole Workin offered at it with a big hack. Nothing doing, 0-2. That one hit out to center. Hanlon, he gets fooled. He's going to have to go back on it. It's going to get over his head. So a double for Cole Workin. And Polk State, early in this inning, catches a break. That should have been a ball that was caught by Hanlon, and a double for Workin. A gift double, but a double. You take it how you can get it when you're down by 5. And now Strzelecki, 8-hitter, 8-9-1 coming up. Polk State, an opportunity here to do some damage. To third, the runner will have to hold. Steven Smith across. Pulls him off the bag, and the Saints are unraveling. E5. Well, this is not what you wanted to do.
Shortstop number 7, Brandon Galley.
If you were the Saints, Polk is more than happy to try to take advantage of this. Well, sometimes when you're ahead, the pressure can get to you a little bit. Galley pops that one foul. For the Saints, you'd like to get these 2 batters because you got Burgess and Gomez coming up, 2 of the more talented hitters in this tournament. You don't want to give them an opportunity with runners on base. I want to try to maybe get a ground ball. Kenny for 1, and safe at first, so they'll get the force at second. And that was an important out for the Saints, but now Polk State with a runner at third and less than 2 outs has a chance to get a runner home. The Saints will look for another double play. Tyler Kenny, a nice diving stop and flip to Hernandez. Close play, beat it out. At first with good hustle down the line was Galley. Now Skylar Frey will bat. Morton up high with the first pitch, ball 1. And Polk knows they don't have to get it all back here, but you don't want to spoil this opportunity with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. The Saints did it twice early in the game, but were able to come through, and Steven Smith drilled a double with the bases loaded to make it a 5-0 game back in the 5th. So Polk right here wants to answer. Getting some major wind out there. Foul. Just foul. Frey about a foot from a double or a triple down that line. Well, our umbrella, we can see it from here. Looks like Mary Poppins' umbrella getting blown around by the wind. Might get turned inside out. But there are a few storm clouds overhead, so should it start raining, we'll probably be down that camera. We've got to go get it. Swing and a tapper out front. They'll take the out. The run will come home, so an RBI for Frey. And it's now 5-1. So Polk got themselves on the board, and it was important to get that runner home. Santa Fe more than happy to take the out at this stage in the game.
For the Eagles is second baseman number 10, Cody Burgess.
Still had to execute that out. Not as easy of a play as it looks like. Runner at second now with Cody Burgess at bat. First pitch outside. Strike one to Burgess, outside corner. Pitch, no, he did not go around. 3-1. Three-one to Burgess. Gomez waiting on deck. Pitch, ball 4. It's been a spot all day that's been called a strike, called a ball on that one, so who knows? Won't venture to guess on any of them from here on out. And now Yason Gomez, big opportunity with 2 outs. Well, if you're going to win, you've got to be able to get out of these jams, and on the other side, you've got to be able to get some hits. So Gomez will try to get something out there into the outfield, down into the grass. Breaking pitch up and away, ball 1. Zach Dewart waiting on deck. Gomez to first. Valdez will take it himself for the 3rd out. So Polk gets a run back. Gomez grounds out to the first baseman to end the inning. And we're going to the bottom half of the 7th. Saints lead 5-1. Top of the order, Brandon Hernandez, Tyler Kinney, and Matt Allen due up for Coach Johnny Wiggs and the Saints. Back at Henley Field, Saints lead 5-1 over the Polk State Eagles.
Number 2, Brandon Hernandez.
And they are due to bat. Again, thank you to everybody out there watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Throw across. And it is 5-1. We got that Polk State run up there. Five to 1 the score. Polk State was able to get a run home on a RBI ground out. Hernandez is now 0 for 3 with a sac bunt out of the leadoff spot. Tyler Kinney is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. A single in the first. He was stranded at third. Pitch up. The Saints stranded runners at third a couple innings, and then were able to finally break through in the 5th for 5. Besides that, though, it's been tough sledding for both offenses. Wow. Well, the strike zone is hard to predict. Tipped by Kenny. Usually when you see a catcher reach out and down, doesn't usually get that call. But it's been going both ways today. Up and in, 2-2. Hit by Kenny out to left center. The center fielder running back on it, over his head and down. Kenny into second. He's going to try to chug into third. The relay throw, safe, but backing up perfectly, Johnny Schneider. And I'll tell you what, if Polk State comes back and somehow wins this game, Johnny Schneider should get a game ball. Because if that thing bounces around into the dugout, Kenny's at home, but Tyler Kenny with a one-out triple to deep left field.
Batter for the Saints is the catcher, number 14, Matt Allen.
Now Matt Allen will bat. Number 3 hitter. Infield is in to try to cut this run off. Allen will try to hit a fly ball. Allen, a really good approach at the plate. Approach reminds me a lot of a guy I used to play with, Ryan Frost. Just really knew how to play. Just a good baseball player, and fortunately had an injury that didn't allow him to have the career that maybe he had a chance to have. That one about a foot outside, called a strike on Allen, 0-2. But, you know, approach at the plate is one thing that just takes time to learn and to develop. Storm clouds are brewing overhead. 0-2 now to Allen. Valdez waits on deck. Up and out, ball 1. Well, again, that outside corner's been going both ways, so it's tough to get upset if you're either team. You'd like to be able to actually hit the ball when it's called a strike, but it is what it is. 1-2 to Allen on the way. Kenny at third. Allen calls time. Spoils what was probably going to be strike 3. One-two pitch ready for the Saints catcher. Johnny Schneider on the mound. Up, ball 2. Well, at the moment, nobody warming up in the Polk State bullpen, so it looks like it's Schneider's right now, even with the lefty on deck, unless there's a left-hander that's ready and just ready to come in against Valdez, which could be a possibility. Full count pitch to Matt Allen. Swing and a miss at the big breaking ball. Strikeout for Johnny Schneider.
Next batter is the first base.
I think Matt Allen at that point figured it was a breaking ball coming in. He didn't know how far it was going to drop, and with the way it's been called at times, you've got to take a hack, and don't want to go down looking, especially with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. You got to try to put something in play. The infield now back again, trying to just get 1 out, get out of this, and bring the Polk State hitters in. Valdez trying to add an insurance run for the Saints. That one up out of the zone, 1-1. Well, Steven Smith on deck. Smith with a bases clearing double in the 5th. Valdez, nice play by the first baseman. He'll take it himself for the out. That was a dangerous play because if that skips under the glove, it's a hit. So the Saints unable to get a runner home from third again. That's the 3rd time. This time with the meat of the order up. And will that come back to haunt him again? That play by Johnny Schneider backing that ball up, not allowing Kenny to score. Will it be a difference? Dewart, Bierman, and Cullum due up. We'll be back. Kyle Morton, first pitch outside to Dewart. 1-0 pitch now on the way. Left fielder takes the ball. It's been an unpredictable strike zone today. 3-0. Well, Morton may be a little flustered by those 2 that were called balls. That one of them was pretty close, the other one wasn't. But the way it's been called, you don't know. Pitch misses down. 4-pitch walk to Dewart. Well, both managers have been upset with the strike zone. The crowd has been upset with the strike zone, and they've been screaming and yelling at the umpire all game. The managers have not been doing any screaming and yelling, but they've been.
I did see Johnny step out just a second ago. Johnny did step out.
I think you asked him where that's missing, because, again, the strike zone's been pretty wide. That's in there for a strike. Oh, 1. Well, if you're the pitcher, Kyle Morton, you just got to not worry about it. Just get after it. Polk State can allow you to be a little bit more patient. Base knock. Runner will go from first to third. Now Polk State cooking here in the 8th. Well, Zach Bierman gets his first hit of the game.
Next batter for the Eagles is the catcher, number 32, Isaiah Cullum.
And now Cullum singled back in the 4th. Is up to bat with a couple runners on. Kyle Morton going to get a visit from Coach Johnny Wiggs. So we'll step away and be right back. So Kyle Morton will stay out there. Coach Johnny Wiggs just making a visit. There is activity. Hopkins and Cole Graham warming up in the bullpen. That's Chris Hopkins. So we'll see if Polk can take advantage. Saints playing at double play depth. 1-0 now to Cullum. Polk State trying to rally. Breaking pitch, strike from Kyle Morton. Well, the Saints will take a double play and allow a run to score. You'll trade 2 outs for 1 run if you can. Cullum not fastest runner. That pitch up, now 2-1. That pitch on the outside edge from Morton. 2-2 to Cullum. Not sure where that missed. It has been an interesting zone to say the least here today. And I think that was more Kyle Morton having to calm himself down, stepping off the mound right there for that fake throw. It's been hard to explain. Tapped, foul. So we'll do it again. Full count pitch coming up. Well, it makes you, when a pitch is a ball, but it's been called a strike all game, it makes you frustrated, but it's a ball, so it's the right call, but it's one that, anyways, frustrating for both teams. Just makes it a little bit difficult on the players. And us, yeah. But not as much us. Cullum yanks that one foul, spoils the 3-2 pitch. That one hit well out to left. That could be out of here. It is gone. Home run. Isaiah Cullum, 5-4. Now the score. Polk State is right back in it. Pulled his hands in and yanked one over the fence. So what could have been a third strike on the outside corner goes for naught and a home run by Cullum. We'll have a pitching change from Coach Johnny Wiggs. We'll be back. Chris Hopkins, the new pitcher for Santa Fe, and Isaiah Cullum has made this an entirely new ball game with a home run. And now Cole Warkin will bat. Oh, Cullum pulled his hands in on an inside 3-2 pitch and hit it over the left field fence. That one fly ball out to center, Hanlon underneath it. He'll make the catch for the first out. Well, Polk got back 3. They'll try to get one more here. Strzelecki will bat, followed by Galley.
Right fielder number 18, Joe Strzelecki.
Saints are going to have to score when they come up. They left a runner at third with less than 2 outs last inning with their 3-4 hitters up. First pitch in for a strike from Hopkins, which has opened the door for Polk. One misses, 1-1. Fouled off for the second strike. That one down. Hopkins tries to get Warkin to go after one, or Strzelecki, I should say, to go after one. Polk State fired up now. They're back in this game. It's 5-4. Hit to second, Kinney. To first for the out.
Next batter for the Eagles is the shortstop, number 7, Brandon Galley.
Galley will bat. He homered yesterday, his first of the season. Number 9 hitter. You'd prefer, if you're the Saints, not to get to all the way to Burgess. Galley's actually the number 8 hitter. Fry is next. One. Down 2-1. Hopkins ready. Galley steps back in. 2-1 pitch upcoming. High 3-1. Pitch coming from Hopkins right down the middle, strike 2. So 3-2, 2 outs. Payoff pitch coming to the shortstop. Base hit to left field for Galley, and Fry will have a chance to come up. The ball gets underneath the left fielder, so a single and an error, and now in scoring position. And the Saints have really struggled here late in the game defensively. That's 3 miscues that have allowed innings to continue and extra bases.
Brings up the center fielder, number 1, Skylar Frey.
And now Skylar Frey will bat. Tense situation. Hopkins on in relief of Kyle Morton, who pitched very well, except for one pitch to Cullum. So you got to give Cullum credit, too. He pulled his hands in and blasted one. Pitch outside. Cody Burgess waiting on deck. Up the middle, Hernandez across to Valdez for the out. So the score will remain 5-4, but a big 3-run homer for Isaiah Cullum has cut this lead. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Saints will send Smith, Smith, Goebel, and Phillips. Steven Smith ready to get things going for the Saints. He takes a breaking pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Swing and a miss at a breaking pitch, and that's been Johnny Schneider's best offering. Got Matt Allen to swing and miss on it, and got Hugo Valdez to ground out to end the Saints' threat. Back in the 7th. One out triple by Tyler Kenny. He was stranded at third. Steven Smith, base knock on an 0-2 pitch. A mistake by Johnny Schneider, and the Saints have a runner on here in the bottom of the 8th. Winner will advance on to the championship game. They'll have to play one more today to determine whether or not there's going to be 3 teams in the final. It's hard to explain, but if the team that wins this game, Santa Fe or Polk, were to win the next game today, they would wait until tomorrow and have to be beaten twice. So basically, it would be down to 2 teams to play Santa Fe. That breaking ball up high. If the team that wins this game loses to Chipola, then they'll still be in the championship game on Saturday, but they'll have to wait to see who they play because there'll be still 3 teams to fight it out instead of 2. Throw over to check Smith. Alex Goebel batting. The at-bat last game was Goebel's first of the tournament. He grounded out to short. Swing and a miss by Goebel. 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Alex Goebel. Fouled back. Johnny Schneider ahead. Goebel will try to at least get Smith to second. You want a productive out here. Schneider trying to get a strikeout or a ground ball. Goebel calls time. Swing and a miss. Safe. Ball came loose, so Steven Smith with a stolen base. They had him. Goebel struck out trying to protect the runner. They had him dead to rights at second, but the ball came out on the tag. So Smith safe at second base. And now Kyle Phillips a chance to knock a run in. Smith, arguably the fastest player on Santa Fe, so a base knock would have a good chance of scoring him. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Smith takes off for third. The throw is snagged by Yason Gomez, and that is the second time Polk has saved themselves a run. Unbelievable. Johnny Schneider was backing up a throw from center field last inning on Kenny's triple that he played the angle perfectly. It came right to him. And he was able to stop it from getting away and having Kenny score. And right there, Gomez lays out and stops it. Well, now a fly ball. Smith aggressive on the base paths. Oh, 1. Phillips took a cut at one of the dirt. Well, now if one gets away from the catcher, may have a situation where Smith tries to score. Wind blowing right to left. Saints lead by 1, bottom of the 8th. Phillips taps one towards the Saints dugout. Now 0-2, so Schneider can use any number of his pitches. He's been throwing a really big swooping breaking ball. He may choose to pull that out. Cole Parks is on deck. There it was, base hit. Steven Smith will score. The Saints lead by 2. Kyle Phillips, an 0-2 hit. And that's the second hit this inning on an 0-2 pitch. Well, this one may be a little bit more excusable for Johnny Schneider with a runner at third. You're a little bit worried about burying a breaking ball, sending it to the backstop. The one to Smith is really one that I think Schneider wants back. 0-2 with nobody out and nobody on. You don't need to throw anything in the strike zone. Parks pops up to the infield. Phillips will have to run back to first. It's taken by Burgess at second. So now 2 outs and Robbie Hanlon, who's got a couple hits and a strikeout today. He's also scored a run back in the 5th.
The center fielder, number 6, Robbie Hanlon.
He scored on the bases clearing double by Smith. Smith today 3 for 4, 3 RBI, a run scored, and a stolen base. Well, Tyler says maybe that was low. It wasn't. I need to look at the computer for some of these. It's tough to tell from behind how low they are at times. That pitch was low. I could see the catcher's glove through his legs there, so that one was down, 2-0. Brandon Hernandez, the leadoff man, waiting on deck. He's 0 for 3 with a sac bunt. Saints with a 2-run lead. Polk will have a little bit of work to do. Up and out, ball 3. So a walk would put another runner in scoring position. Another runner with some speed in Kyle Phillips. He walked and scored in the 5th as well. And now has a big RBI single for the Saints here in the 8th. Outside corner, strike 1, 3-1. Good take by Hanlon and a good pitch by Schneider. Throw over to try to get Phillips. He's back in there safely. Three-one pitch. They throw over again. They've got to be careful about letting one loose into that corner. Phillips liable to score on one that really bounces around over there. Runner goes. Ball hit down into the corner. Phillips. They're going to hold him. Great job by the right fielder. That's the second time the right fielder has run over and got one, and Coach Lance Larimer has been forced to hold the runner at third. Well, you don't want to run yourself out of an inning, and both times Coach Larimer made the right call because, I mean, with even a throw that's sort of on line and on the mark, going to be out. Coach Al Corbeil will now take his stroll.
Must not have any problems with his pant legs this time.
Yeah, his pants are good this time. I'm telling you, that was great. That was one of the best things I've seen this tournament. Well, Coach Corbeil will go have a mound meeting, and we'll be back. Bottom of the eighth. Saints threatening again. Runners at first and third with Brandon Hernandez at bat. Justin Tworek pitching. Sweeps one in there for a strike. This is not a must-win game for either team. It'd be nice to win this one, though. You really want to because it puts you in a good situation. That one on the inside corner for a strike. Now 0-2. 2 outs to Hernandez. Puts you into the championship game, but you don't have to win it. You're not out. The team that loses, whether it's Santa Fe or Polk, would not be out of the tournament. Safe. And now runners at second and third. So Phillips bails back in. Hanlon was trying to get into a rundown. Coach Wiggs just wanted to get that run home. They're going to try to put on a little play there. Phillips able to get back into the bag safely. Close play. Now 0-2, and it's up to Hernandez. Well, both coaches trying everything from messing with their pants to trying to run down play. Base knock. Brandon Hernandez up the middle. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score, and Brandon Hernandez with a 2-out single to drive in a pair for the Saints, who now lead 8-4. So they got back all 3 of those runs that they gave up in the 7th. And Hernandez comes up with his first hit of the day, and now Tyler Kinney will bat, with Santa Fe leading by 4. Well, the winner of this tournament will be headed to Grand Junction, Colorado for the JUCO World Series. Pitch low and away for a ball. Fouled off of Kinney. Almost got up and got him in the face, hit off his chest. Well, the line score looks like this for the Saints. 5 runs in the 5th, 3 runs in the 8th. So they've put up some big innings. For Polk, 1 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th on an Isaiah Cullum home run. That got them back in the game, and the Saints have answered with 3. Trying to add to their lead now. Kinney swings, tips it into the glove of Cullum for strike 3. But Brandon Hernandez with a big 2-out hit scores a pair, and the Saints lead 8-4. We're going to the top of the 9th. Polk State needs 4 runs to keep this game going. We just got some information in from Kelly Warren that both Florida Southwestern and Chipola won their first games at the NJCAA softball tournament out in St. George, Utah. So congratulations to both those teams. Hopefully one of them brings home a national championship. Chipola won the national championship last year in softball, but they both won their first games, and they'll both play tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Florida Southwestern plays Butler out of Kansas, and Chipola plays Wallace State out of Alabama. Wallace State, Hanceville. Actually, both times I went with Santa Fe to the national tournament, Wallace-Hanceville won the national title. They beat Santa Fe in the championship in 08 and then knocked Santa Fe out in 2012. So they're a team that I think they just budget for the national tournament every year and prepare to go. But hopefully Chipola can knock them off tonight, and hopefully Florida Southwestern beats Butler, and they keep cruising along. 2-1 now the count. So good luck to both of those teams and coaches. Burgess hits one out to right. It's going to be a extra base hit for the leadoff man. Throw comes into second. Good strong throw from Phillips, but a leadoff double to get things going for Cody Burgess. So the no quit, absolutely no quit for Polk right now, and they've just got to string something together and maybe get Cullum to the plate with some runners on.
Brings up the third baseman, number 4, Jason Gomez.
And Jason Gomez will now bat. Well, if you're Santa Fe, you're not worried about that runner at second anymore after you put up that 3, so you're just trying to get outs right now. You'll trade a run for an out at this point to keep the bases empty. And Hopkins needs to get up there and throw some strikes. Outside corner strike from Hopkins to Gomez. Well, that's that pitch that pitchers have been getting today, and they've been hitting it. 1-1 now. Down and away, 2-1. Well, Hopkins does not want to lose this batter and bring Dewart to the plate, or Bierman with runners on. Well, it was top of the order, so if Polk was going to rally, this was their inning and their lineup to do it. Runs that one in after going outside with it, and gets a swing and a miss from Gomez. Two to Gomez. Down, good eye by Gomez, now a full count. Gomez spoils it, fouls it off. 3-2 pitch coming again. Runner at second. Gomez with 3 home runs and 40 RBI coming into the tournament, regular season stats. Pops it up, out of play. And it's going to get a pitch to handle because Hopkins does not want to walk him. Three-two pitch coming from Hopkins. And he loses them with a walk. 2 on and nobody out now for the Saints. Tense moments.
Next batter for the Eagles is the left
Santa Fe
fielder,
closer,
27, Zach Dewar.
Troy Bacon, not going to be available today. He threw around 50 or 60 pitches yesterday. Breaking pitch strike from Hopkins, so he starts him off, spinning one in there to Dewart. And dangerous hitters are coming up for Polk State. That one is hit out to left. Should be playable for Cole Parks. Off the handle, and Parks makes the catch for the first out. And now Zach Bierman, followed by Isaiah Cullum.
Brings up the first baseman, number 33, Zach Bierman.
That one misses. 1-0 from Hopkins to Bierman.
That's been one of the same outside calls that has been called strike.
Yeah, it has. Strike zone has developed and morphed as the game's gone on. That's a strike. Outside corner. 1-1 from Hopkins now to Bierman. And if you're the pitcher, you can't even think about the strike zone. You got to do what you know, throw it in there. Bierman, same thing. Just hit what you see, hit what's in your zone. That one down in the dirt. Bierman was looking for something else on that pitch, and now 1-2. To Zach Bierman. Pitch coming from Chris Hopkins. Allen slides over and stops that one now, 2-2. Two-two pitch set for Bierman. 1 out, runners at first and second. Polk trails by 4. Foul towards the dugout, and they better be careful. Some of those Polk State players are out in front of that safety fence, and that's why they call it a safety fence, because you probably want to be behind it. And they very nearly took one off the leg. Two-two pitch to Bierman. Outside, ball 3. And that pitch is outside. I mean, that's a ball. Now, has it been called today? Yes, but that is a ball. And now the count 3-2. You do not want to let the tying run come to the plate, especially a guy that's already hit a home run. So Hopkins has to go after Bierman right here. Swing and a miss. Bierman swings through it. And a strikeout for Hopkins. Well, he reached back for a little extra on that pitch and blew it by Zach Bierman.
Number 32, Isaiah Cullen.
They'll have a talk. Let him know maybe how the last at bat with Cullen went. I'm sure Hopkins is well aware. Eight to 4, 2 runners on. Polk State trailing Santa Fe College winners bracket final. That one's hit out to center. Should be playable for Robbie Hanlon. He's trying to find it. He makes the catch. Santa Fe Saints win. They are into the winners bracket final. Polk State will play next against Gulf Coast State College in about 40 minutes. The Saints will play after that against Chipola College. So again, the Santa Fe Saints have moved on. They're playing in the championship. It's a matter of whether they have to lose 1 or 2 to lose that title. Saints win 8-4. Steven Smith with a big game. Isaiah Cullum hit a 3-run homer for Polk. But the Santa Fe Saints are marching on here in Lakeland. I'm Scott Jamison, Tyler Allen. Thank you for watching. Sarah Shira doing a heck of a job on the camera. And we will see you in about 40 minutes. Gulf Coast and Polk State. Polk's got to shake this one off. Forget about it. Coach Al Corbeil's got to get the troops ready. It's good to see him out there shaking hands after the game. Some sportsmanship displayed by both teams. And that's tough if you're Polk State right now. The last thing on earth that you want to do is go shake hands. Coach Al Corbeil, a man who demands that out of his players, and you can see it in the way that they carry themselves on the field as well. Same thing with Santa Fe and Coach Johnny Wiggs. Well, we'll see you in about 40 minutes. Thank you for watching. Saints win 8-4. They're in the finals, but some other things got to shake themselves out. The Saints will also play against Chipola later today, 40 minutes after the Gulf Coast and Polk game. Thanks for watching. We will see you in 40 minutes.